Hey now guys, what is happening? Good evening to you all. Back here with another book review for you. Defenders Volume 2, Enter the Headmen, covering 1974 to 1975, written by Len Wein and Steve Gerber, and pencils by Sal Buscema. Where do I begin? This was like an action-packed volume, guys, on so many levels. The Defenders have never really had, I don't think, a fair shake in terms of presentability like the X-Men or Avengers or Fantastic Four. They've always been a mishmash of heroes thrown together, and they're even a non-team team. They're a team of non-team superheroes. But I gotta tell you, in the right capable hands, they were actually a pretty neat group of people. This volume really showed that. Couple high points, issues 15 and 16, which featured my favorite character, Professor Charles Xavier of the X-Men, teaming up with the Defenders against Magneto and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Interesting because the X-Men were a reprint book by this time in 1974, and Xavier had nobody to help him fight Magneto except the Defenders, Doctor Strange, Nighthawk, Valkyrie, the Hulk. And it was pretty cool. What a cool team up to have Xavier, leading this new team in place of the X-Men against Magneto. This, of course, is also the storyline where Magneto and the Brotherhood are turned into infants, into babies, which, of course, would have consequences later on when Magneto returns. Actually, just 3 years later, it was issue 104 of Uncanny X-Men, which is 1977, during the Phoenix Saga. But of course, even past that into the 90s, when Magneto goes after Moira McTaggart for tampering with his powers and trying to make him good, Magneto never forgot that. But it happened here in the Defenders, numbers 15 and 16, that two-part storyline. So that happened. Of course, we have finally the third part of the Harmonica storyline, which was started in Marvel 2 and 1, number 6 and 7, and then went into 20, which was written by Steve Gerber, who jumped on the Defenders soon after. I always read 6 and 7, but I never got to read the ending, so I'm glad I was able to actually wrap that up. It's basically the Celestial Harmonica belongs to Barbara Denton's mom. That's her name, Celestia, and Barbara Denton is the body that Valkyrie inhabits, but has no memory of who she is and whatever. But we meet her husband, Jack, who actually was with Barbara in Incredible Hulk number 126, which was part of how the Defenders were formed. So that's pretty interesting. They did mention the cult a little bit and how it all came to be, and how Barbara got trapped in the dimension with the Nameless One, and then mated with it, and then she went crazy when she separated from it. That was what, Defenders number 3, and then in issue 4, the Enchantress gave her the Valkyrie's body to cure her insanity. So it's a lot of stuff happened with the formation of the Defenders. So it comes full circle with Jack Norris and Barbara. We get, I should start from the beginning. So issue 12 basically starts off with a meh story with Xemnu, the Titan, who, of course, fucks with the Hulk, captures him, tries to control him, and then Doctor Strange uses his powers to free the Hulk. Xemnu's like, oh shit, you're free. I can't control you anymore. I gotta go. And the Hulk throws the rocket ship right at Xemnu and just blows him apart. Then we get a battle with Nebulon and Squadron Sinister in issues 13 and 14. Nebulon, the Celestial Man, turns out to be a large aquatic monster, and Squadron Sinister is Hyperion, Dr. Spectrum, and Whizzer. Nighthawk has defected from their team to join the Defenders. They tear the shit up. They tear the shit off. They just rip apart his costume. Let me make it easier on myself. So then in issue 15, he gets a new costume, which is the blue with the red cape and the yellow thing, the yellow mask. And Hulk still calls him beak nose or bird nose or whatever. And that leads into the issue 15 and 16 with Xavier and the Brotherhood and Magneto. Then we get 17, 18, and 19, which is a 3-part story introducing the Wrecking Crew. The Wrecker, of course, from Thor issues. He now has Thunderball, Pile Driver, Bulldozer. So now there's 4 of them, and they're causing mayhem on the streets, destroying Nighthawk's buildings. Then we get the Marvel 2-in-1 6, 7, and 20, which is the Harmonica storyline. We have giant size Defenders 1 through 4. Let me see. I know 3 and 4 just read recently. 3 involves the Grandmaster using Daredevil. Daredevil appears a lot in these stories. So it's a contest of champions of sorts in Giant Size 3. Giant Size 4 involves Kyle Richmond, Nighthawk, involved in a car bomb with Trixie Starr, who was friends with Hank Pym. The Yellow Jacket, who also helps them against the Sons of Serpents. Oh, and let me just tell you guys, the Sons of the... Wait, I was going to look at... I don't even remember what Giant Size 1 and 2... Just read the book, guys. I'm talking about this right here. Just came out. Enter the Headmen. What was it? Issues 22 to 25 is a 4-part story of the Defenders getting their asses kicked and handed to them by the Sons of the Serpent, which I'm shocked. I mean, they single-handedly put the heroes down, including the Hulk, blinding him. So then Clea has to call on Damon Hellstrom, the son of Satan, Daredevil, and Luke Cage, Power Man, to help them out. And of course they do. But throughout the story, it's more about just like the whole racial rhetoric that they were going through, with the Avengers. This is I think their their third appearance. Because they first appear in Avengers 32 or 33 when they went after Bill Foster. Then they came back in issue 73, 74 with that whole thing with Monica Lynn and Black Panther and setting Black Panther up, with the cops. And so now they're back, and now they're trying to, and they really go all out with nothing racial. Although at one point they do spell out N-I. I forgot who said it, but it was, I don't know if it was Luke Cage or maybe it was Pennyworth. It's revealed that Pennyworth, Kyle Richmond's right-hand man, is a black guy, and he hates his own race, basically. And he even says so, too. I mean, and Luke Cage is like, this mother, I'm going to kill him. And the story really makes sense because Pennyworth's rationale is that I don't like people referring to me as a brother just because of the color of my skin, just because the color of our skin matches. And then he asks Kyle, because you're white, does anybody ever call you brother? Do you feel like you have to be a brother just because of the color of your skin with other white people? And no, the answer is no. So I kind of understand where Pennyworth is coming from, but it's fucked up how a black man just sells out his own race. I thought Pennyworth was a white guy. Pennyworth, that's a British guy's name, Alfred Pennyworth. But the message is pretty damning. And Steve Gerber, who wrote it, man, fantastic writer, just ballsy for the 70s. And the fact that the Comics Code allowed him to write that, really good. And they're talking about black skin, brown skin, yellow skin, red skin. They don't belong here. This is what the Sons of the Serpent are saying, and they're planning on mass genocide, of the races. They talk about how they want to kick out all the blacks, and they want to kick out all the blacks from the ghettos and all the they keep saying Puerto Ricans from the barrios, but they never say the Hispanics or the Latinos. They just say Puerto Ricans, not thinking that there are Dominicans, there's Mexicans, there's Cubans, but I guess Puerto Ricans were the predominant Spanish people in New York, whatever. So I really like that story a lot. That's issues 22 to 25. Enter the Headmen. That's only issue 21. I don't know why they get the title when they only appear in one issue, but they do, issue 21. And then of course the last 3 issues are the origins, the pre-Fantastic Four appearances of the Headmen in other books. But I wanted to show what was Giant Size Avengers. hold on. Yeah, I know they fought like the Squadron Sinister a couple of times. They fought oh yeah. Giant Size Avengers 1 just had Valkyrie, Clea and Valkyrie are just finding out the origins of the men, and it's just reprints of past issues, like Hulk number 3 from 62 or 63, Submariner Comics number 41 from the 50s, and Strange Tales 145 where Doctor Strange fights Mr. Rasputin. Pretty pointless. And of course, volume Giant Size Avengers number 2, whatever that is, Hulk, Holocaust, I don't know. But hold on, let's find out. I really love Sal Buscema's. I'm going to show you guys the inside. I really love Sal Buscema's artwork. Let me show you just my favorite storyline. Here's the the beginning of the Harmonica storyline. I love Professor Xavier, and I love when Sal Buscema draws Xavier. Oh yeah, that's right. They call him the son of Satan. This is Giant Size Defenders number 2. So a lot of people reappear a lot, like Len Wein and Steve Gerber use these people a lot. Daredevil, Son of Satan. Luke Cage was in 17, comes back and helps the Defenders against the Sons of Satan. So does Daredevil. There's a lot. Look at that big head of Alpha. This is my favorite story. They get turned into infants. Magneto and the Brotherhood. Professor Xavier making an appearance during the hiatus of the X-Men. I mean, at one point, see, look, Xavier's right here. I love the artwork, the expressions on their face. And like, Alpha has a big head, but he looks just like Xavier, you know? And he's not a mutant, he's an alien. But for some reason, Magneto keeps telling him, you're a mutant, help your kind. Yeah, Xavier, just, I love it. Anytime Xavier appears, especially around this era when the X-Men weren't even a comic book, it was just a reprint book, is awesome. I loved it, guys. This was really action-packed. I mean, from the Sons of Serpent storyline, 22 to 25, Xavier and the Defenders in 15 to 16, Nebulon and the Squadron Sinister in 13 to 14, the Wrecking Crew in 17 through 19, of course, the Harmonica storyline in Marvel 2-in-1, 6, 7, and 20 of Defenders, and all 4 Giant Size Avengers. This is actually really good, guys. And we need 3 more volumes, 3, 4, and 5, and we have the entire collection. We have all 152 issues of Defenders. We have 1, 2, and 6 through 9. We just need 3, 4, and 5. Make it happen, Marvel. Let's go. And hey, did you guys hear the news about ROM? The Space Knight is getting an epic at some point next year. April of next year. So we want it, right? I guess that's like another title I have to add to my shelf. I just hope they quickly release volume 14, because ROM appears in, was it 296? Incredible Hulk 296, and also Power Man and Iron Fist number 73. I think that's volume 2 or 3. I think in volume 2. That's ROM appears in that one. They've got to do it quickly before the license runs out, or we're never going to get these guys. We're never going to get these gaps filled. And I don't want them to take out the issue for Incredible Hulk, for example. Without 296, I want to read it. You know, I want to read 73 of Power Man and Iron Fist. I want to read issue 21 of the Marvel 2-in-1 that has Doc Savage. You know, and we don't have it. We don't got it because Marvel doesn't have the license. Anyway, same with Master of Kung Fu. You know. Anyway, blah blah blah, guys. This is a video about Defenders. I just thought I'd share that with you guys, in case you didn't know. ROM, the Space Knight, is going to get an epic sometime next year, and it looks like it's going to be the first 20 issues. So yeah, cool. And I will get it because even though ROM is a licensed property, it was pretty much inured into the Marvel universe. So, and the X-Men appear at times. Xavier. All right, guys, have a good night. I'm done. That is Defenders. I'm gonna start reading She-Hulk Volume 6, To Die and Live in LA. That's a proper title. I always called it To Live and Die in LA. It's To Die and Live in LA. That's gonna be the next one. And I'm probably going to start Daredevil at some point. I don't know. I'm also thinking about maybe doing Luke Cage and then Power Man and Iron Fist, or the Punisher, before I get to Daredevil, get the Vigilantes out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think. I have to come up with my own Marvel master plan the way Mr. Michael K. Vaughn did, because we all need a plan. We need to plan out what we're gonna read next. All right, guys, have a good night, and I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.